And we're back. You tuned into Sport Federation TV. Recently, the team from Sports Federation TV headed out to the Cape Winelands to catch up with the athletes at the National Youth Flyfishing Tournament. Please stay tuned. We're going to take a look at the footage from that event.
This year's the 2018 SA Youth National Flyfishing Nationals are taking place at the Kloof Lodge. It's being hosted by Boland Flyfishing Association. Each year, obviously, the Nationals is rotated to the provinces, so it's held in a different place every year. This is the Boland's opportunity to host. The Youth Nationals is quite a nice event to come and watch, and also to come and see the kids partaking. It's one of the larger events, a lot of youth taking place. So you'll see, I think, upwards of 60 to 70 youth up and about catching their fish today. I'm playing a role of sector judge for one of the 5 sectors. So what the protocol is, or the program is for the event, we'll have 5 different sectors that are fished by 12 anglers at a time. So each sector is divided into 12 different sessions, or 12 different beats, we call them in fly fishing. And every day, each group will rotate. So each group would have, after 2.5 days, fished each sector once. So with the Youth Nationals, there's no minimum age, but the kids are usually starting around about 11, 12 for some of the youngest, and that's going up to 18. The SAFA rules, South African Fly Fishing Association rules, dictate that you need to be 18 on the 1st of January of the year of competition. So we're in October, you could have turned 19 in June. As long as you are 18 on the 1st of January of the year of competition, you are eligible to be a youth angler. What we do have is we have some fun events that happen afterwards. There's 2 things we do. So we have a fly casting competition where the youth can come and test their skills and who can cast the furthest, as well as who can get the most accuracy. We put little targets on grass and people try and get the closest. The other competition is the fly tying competition. The guys put their skills and their artistic skills down to see who can tie the best flies and the most accurate imitations of the insects that the fish are catching. So those kind of things that will happen on Saturday afternoon. Our prize giving will start at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. We've actually been blessed enough to have the MEC of Sport, Andrew Murray, who's going to come and join us. She likes to show a lot of support for youth sports in the Western Cape, so it's a privilege for us to have her here. It's another nice thing to showcase what Boland's been doing with regards to development of sport. What we've done is we've used children from the Houdini school in Rawsonville, and we've trained them as marshals. So those who are our marshals are going to be over this competition. It gives them an opportunity to upskill themselves. The proof is in the pudding. 2 of the marshals we've used 2 years ago have actually come through the ranks and actually started fishing. And last year they actually fished in the nationals themselves. So it's a lovely thing to see that the youth are getting upskilled and having an opportunity to actually partake in a sport like fly fishing.
Ek is een van die officials. So buiten die official is ek 'n sekte marshal ook, wat ek help die ouens se visse meet en so opskryf hoe lank dit is en ja. Op die plaas het ek begin deur met 'n handlyn en 'n plankie vis te vang. Ja, in graad 8 toe begin ek vir my eerste keer te marshal en so. En so later toe ek eers graad 10 kom, toe begin ek aan graad 9. Toe begin ek kursusse te doen van vlieghengel en so. Toe ek in graad 10 kom, toe doen ek my eerste nationals in Douglas in Noord-Kaap en so. Dis hoe ek flyfish begin doen het. So dis vir my lekker, so dis eintlik soos dit is 'n spansport, maar jy kan meeste van die tyd jou eie keuses maak en so. So jy hoef daar's niks oor om te stres en so nie. Dit het my geleer van dis nie net jy's op die eie nie, maar dis is amper soos 'n familie wat jy bou, wat jy opbou met confidence en so. So ja, so jy leer nuwe mense ken, soos mense soos Czech Republic, mense wat jy nog nooit gesien het en so, wat baie fair is en so. So jy maak ook nuwe vriende en is lekker.
Well, at the moment we've got a bank session, which is a different style of fishing, not something we generally do in this country. We concentrate more on rivers and dams, but the boys are Now each fishing a beat, they'll have a little section of this little dam to fish. And then every 40 minutes or so they'll move on and then fish another section and fish another section until they've completed 3 hours of fishing. Fly fishing, the big thing with fly fishing is we use artificial lures. And traditionally it's made from feathers, but these days it's synthetics and feathers, and then we use that to imitate life. So it'll be imitate little insects in the water, or it will be used just to attract fish. They're fishing for trout, which is the sort of standard fly fishing fish. If you go to most world competitions, it's all about trout. There are different types, the brown trout, rainbows, but in where we are on this side of the country, it's mostly rainbow trout. We do other types of fishing, for indigenous fish in our country, yellowfish especially, but that you do more in the northern parts of the country. The big thing about us is no fish may die. A dead fish doesn't count. So the big thing, the boys have to get the fish in as quickly as possible. It's then in a net, it has to be netted, and from the net it then will be measured in a gutter, which really is a roof gutter with some tape in it. That fish will then get measured as quickly as possible and then released into the water, and then everything's based on the size of the fish you're catching.
Ek is eintlik betrokke by Boland Vlieghengelklub. Ek is hulle tesourier daarso. En dan het ons nou hierdie jaar ons die voorreg om die junior kampioenskappe hierso in die Boland te host vir Suid-Afrika. Ons sit met al die provinsies wat hier na toe gekom het en goed so, en ek het nou gehelp met die organisering daarvan, en ja, dit is maar my rol wat ek hierso het. Ek dink ons grootste ek gaan nou Afrikaans Engels die mekaar, maar ons grootste challenge hierso dink ek is my akkommodasie, sorg dat almal 'n verblyf het, almal etes het en goed. Die kinders moet heeltyd gehidreer word, jy weet, hulle moet heeltyd water kry en goed. Hulle moet hulle kospakkies kry en goed. Hulle aandetes moet voldoende wees. Hulle, jy weet, dat hulle heeltyd gevoed bly en goed. En hulle moet gelukkig wees. As hulle gelukkig is in hulle slaapplek en goed, dan geniet hulle mos nou maar die visvang, ja. Definitief, ek dink, en dit gee ook vir mense daar buite die geleenthede om areas te sien wat jy nog nooit van tevore gesien het nie. In my 4 jaar wat ek nou betrokke is hierby, het ek het nie eers geweet daar sulke mooi plekke in Suid-Afrika, so off the beaten track nie. So, en dit gee vir die Kaapgoeie, gee dit 'n goeie exposure vir mense om meer gereedelik hier na toe te kom, om 'n visvang vakansie hier te kom hou. Ja.
Because you get to spend a lot of time like just in nature, really. Probably that's why I love fly fishing so much. And you're not always like around so many people. Yeah. I'm quite an energetic person, so I do a lot of active things, but fly fishing is kind of like one of the calmer things that I do. So I suppose it can help in that. It's because I'm always like just doing stuff, and I'm sure it's good just to do something that's quite peaceful and just, yeah. I mean, this water, not so much, but definitely when we're fishing on the streams where I just came from on my last session, definitely that's where I love to be.
Privilege. It's a real kudos for us that they chose our venue, because there are lots of places around, and it's been amazing having the boys here and watching them. Yeah, we're very fortunate that we've got mountain views all around us. We've got the Wemmershoek, the Simonsberg, the Drakensteen Mountains. It's just beautiful. No, not at all. You know, the Safa guy is very well organised. Yeah, I mean, one of my dogs have swum in the dam and got in the way of the fishing, the boys sometimes. But besides that, no. They've made it very easy, Safa. Yeah. Well, we're a fishing and accommodation venue. Yeah, people come daily to fish. We're open 365 days of the year. You can fish for trouts, bass, carp, and yeah, that's it right now, sorry. Yeah, and we've got 3 self-catering cottages that are fully equipped, braais and fireplaces for the winter and everything that you need. All the fishing is catch and release right now, so you can't take the fish and braai it or take it home to smoke it. But yeah, people come as day visitors to fish, or they come and stay in the cottages to drink wine and relax, or, you know, to drink wine and fish, really.
Is koördineer en oorsien maar alles wat met die jeug aangaan in die Suid-Afrikaanse Vliegtuig Assosiasie reg deur die land. So enige klagtes vir daai is, enige kwessies vir daai is, enige funksies of kampioenskappe wat gebeur word deur my gehardloop. Ons reël dan ook die Protea proewe wat dan na hierdie kompetisie gereël word. Oorsien ek en dan ook wanneer die spannetjies oor see gaan. Ons het 'n ontwikkelingsspan wat elke jaar Tsjeech Republiek toe gaan en dan ons junior Protea spannetjie wat dan wêreldkampioenskappe toe gaan. Kyk, ons het deur ons geologiese provinsies, is daar elke provinsie word verteenwoordig by die nasionale kampioenskappe. So die provinsies hou dan hulle eie ontwikkelingsprogramme en werf van nuwe hengelaars in en dan hou hulle provinsiale proewe. Van daar word spanne gekies en daai spanne word dan uitgenooi na nasionale kampioenskappe toe. Daar is verseker ontwikkelingsprogramme by elke provinsie betrokke, soos byvoorbeeld hier by julle sal julle die WP Weskaapse provinsie hê. Hulle doen dan ontwikkeling. Boland is baie aktief met ontwikkeling, veral onder die jongings. En onder Gaudini leerlinge doen hulle ten minste 2-3 keer 'n jaar doen hulle ontwikkelingskampe wat hulle dan net met die dis letterlik oop vir enigiemand daar buite wat dan kom bywoon. Hulle kom net in kontak met die provinsies en ja, die ouens help graag. En weet jy wat, dit is altyd 'n interessante vraag, want ons voel tegnies is ons ouetjies baie goed. Die uitdaging wat ons het op internasionale vlakke is, daar hengel hulle forelspesie by ons, maar ons hengel ook 'n ander spesie by wat hulle noem grayling. Nou, ons ouens is glad nie gewoond aan daai omstandighede nie. Ons het nie die tipe waters, die riviere wat hulle daar het nie. Ek meen byvoorbeeld by ons hier so 'n smaalblaar, hy is op plekke 15-20 meter breed. En nou kom jy in Europa en jy kom op 'n rivier wat eweskienlik 60-70 meter breed is. So ons groot uitdaging daar is om die vis op te spoor, om uit te vind waar lê die vis en hulle dan te probeer vang. Dis dan nie daai tegniek aanpassing, maar tegnies is ons daar. Fly tying, die vliegbind self, is ons ouetjies is regtig van die bestes in die wêreld. Al selfs op ons junior vlak.
That's it for tonight, folks. Thank you for tuning once again into Sports Federation TV. Remember, the show broadcasts every Friday night on channel 263 DSTV at 9 p.m, repeated Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Whatever sport you're playing this weekend, lekker speel. And if you haven't found a sport that you love just yet, we hope you find a sport just perfect for you. I'm Lenyukta Chetty. Catch us again next week.